Okay, today we're going to talk about metamorphosis. And metamorphosis is a huge word. Morphosis. Metamorphosis. It's actually one word, so there shouldn't be spaces there. And metamorphosis is just changes that take place in an animal's life cycle. Actually, I'm going to call it in an organism's life cycle. And an organism is any living thing. Okay? So a living thing that undergoes metamorphosis has a life cycle. And there's two types of metamorphosis. The first type of metamorphosis is called complete metamorphosis. And complete metamorphosis is 4 stages. There's 4 steps. Okay, this is sort of the long version of metamorphosis. And the best example is the monarch butterfly. I like this one because we get to see this happen here at school. The monarch butterfly starts its life cycle out as a little egg. So I'm just going to draw a bunch of eggs. It's actually a tiny little egg about the size of that dot there, if you can see it. And the butterfly lays them on leaves of certain plants. They like milkweed plants and different types of plants. So the egg is laid. So egg. And the next step in the life cycle is called the larval stage, where the organism is called a larva. And in the monarch butterfly, the larva is the little caterpillar. And what happens is the caterpillar is living on the leaf of the plant, and the caterpillar will actually munch away the leaf for a little while and get nice and chunky, nice and chubby. And then what will happen is the caterpillar will attach to the underside of a leaf, and out will emerge a chrysalis. And that stage is called the pupa stage. Actually, that looks like P-N. It's P-U-P-A, pupa. Pupa. And the caterpillar or the larva is inside of there changing, getting ready to change. And then it will come out as a butterfly. Now there's stages, but what we'll do for simplicity is show that the next stage is an adult. Okay, so what you need to remember is that the 4 stages, or the 4 steps of complete metamorphosis, are egg, larva, pupa, and adult, or adult as I say. So 1 is egg, 2 is larva, 3 is pupa, and 4 is adult. So that's complete metamorphosis. And then there is something called incomplete metamorphosis, and I don't like the name, but that's what they call it, because incomplete makes you think that it's not finished. And the only reason that it's called incomplete is because it's done in 3 steps. It's also known as simple or partial metamorphosis. So those 3 terms mean the same thing. And this type of metamorphosis has only 3 steps. So the first step is the egg. And I'll use like a cricket or a praying mantis to show you this, okay? So we have an egg, and the egg hatches, and out comes a little mini version of the adult, okay? Let's see, it's my little praying mantis, and he's got tiny little parts on him that sort of look like the adult version, but not quite. He's got little jaws there. Okay, and this stage is called the nymph. And in incomplete metamorphosis, you start off with an egg. The egg hatches into a nymph, and the nymph looks very much like the adult, save for a few things, like their wings might be a little bit shorter, they might be a little bit different in color. But the nymph is the second stage, and then we return back to the adult stage, and this is the guy that has the big jaws, big legs, probably bigger wings. And so that's the adult stage. Okay, so the 3 stages of incomplete metamorphosis goes from egg to nymph to adult. Okay, so those are the 2 types of metamorphosis that you need to be aware of.